This afternoon, we are getting answers on the veterinarian shortage across the country right now. And to talk more about this, we are now joined live by Dr. Karl Jandrey from the UC Davis School of Veterinary Medicine.
Doctor, anybody who's tried to schedule an appointment with a vet realizes there is a backlog. In fact, I was just trying to get a checkup for my dog at UC Davis and heard that even UC Davis isn't accepting new patients. So what is behind this vet shortage?
Well, you know, the veterinary schools are really stuck at a impasse because we have as much space as we can to train the people that we can, and there's very little capacity to expand the class sizes. There are a few vet schools coming online in the last 3 to 5 years, but, you know, they're going to take 4 years to graduate a new veterinary class. That means that we have less veterinarians taking care of the animals that are out there of all varieties, four-legged creatures, birds, turtles, you name it. And we have trouble with the pandemic where people have gotten more pets at a rate faster than they usually have during the rest of my time as a veterinarian. So it's a supply-demand issue for sure. And when you layer the pandemic on top of that, where some people, some hospitals get COVID amongst their team and it wipes out 80% of their caregivers, staff, veterinarians, client service representatives. Next thing you know, they have to shut down their hospital for a few weeks before everyone's healthy enough to actually give the care to their community. So it's a wicked problem with a lot of different layers on that.
Yeah, it sounds like it. And it's interesting how you said it started really during the pandemic, people getting more pets. We were all home. We needed company. And now we're seeing shelters, though, like Front Street and some of the other local shelters posting that they are canceling procedures due to shortages there. So what is the future prediction as far as how these shelters are coping when we know some people are now trying to give up their animals or forced to give up their animals because they just can't care for them themselves?
Yeah, it's a problem across the industry. I would say everyone who loves their animals wants them to be cared for as best as they possibly can. Everyone understands that. It totally makes sense. But at the same time, you're thinking that if the counties and the shelters and the animal control officers and the entire system that's within the government that actually employs veterinarians, if they're overloaded, where's the pop-off valve? So the Front Street Shelter and other shelters, other agencies that deal with pet overpopulation, they're all going to be stretched because, again, the care team is stretched, the need is larger, and you can only work at a certain capacity because if you start working beyond that capacity, there's potential mistakes that can be made and the health of animals are at risk. So I don't think that anybody wants that to happen. So I think we're going to have to be patient as a veterinary industry. I think our animal owning public will also have to be patient and understand that we're all under different pressures to make this as good as we can. And as far as our school, we're doing as much as we can to actually train our students and our staff to be well themselves so that they can provide wellness to their communities and their animals in them.
Well, and Doctor, let's talk about the school because we're fortunate to have UC Davis, which is a world-renowned veterinary school, right in our area. What are we seeing when it comes to student numbers? Do we have the same number of students entering the industry as we did, say, before the pandemic?
Right now, it's about consistent with the number of students graduating on a yearly basis, yes. I can tell you that the interest in veterinary medicine is increasing, and we are seeing more and more interested candidates to apply to veterinary schools across the country. So we're seeing an increase in interest, an increase in numbers of applicants, but the class sizes and the numbers of schools are not growing at the pace that match the interest. So a lot more people are not getting into veterinary school that may want to, but there's a possibility that they're going to animal adjacent industries, which is also very helpful if they're going to be animal rehab facilitators. Maybe they're going to work in some shelters. I think that there's a lot of animal loving people and the industry needs to embrace them as paraprofessionals. But to answer directly your question, we're not seeing any more graduates now than we did 5 years ago.
All right. Well, good information to know, and we certainly appreciate your time. Dr. Karl Jandrey, thanks so much for joining us.
My pleasure.